Hello everyone, I'm Faded Oasis. Thank you for tuning into my stream here on twitch.tv/Faded Oasis or watching the VOD on youtube.com/at Faded Oasis. We're building more of this enterprise here, which I can only get a good camera angle if it's not on its display stand. Um, yeah, so this is a really fun build. I need to adjust some things. That should be good. Okay, so how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing okay. I had a nice chill day at work where I got to stay home all day because of the snowstorm, and then I had to go out and shovel out my car. Not for anything today, so I could go into the office tomorrow. But it's fine. My apartment complex is very, very nice with making sure that the parking lot stays plowed and all the snow stays out of the way. So it's fantastic. Except for the fact that the plow they use is a Bobcat, which is like a scoop lift construction vehicle with treads. And they had to constantly run it back and forth nonstop since it started snowing yesterday. I believe they stopped overnight. Currently in urgent care to refill a medication that ran out that my doctor filled incorrectly. Oh no. I hope that gets resolved quickly and that you're okay. Where was I? The Bobcat that plows the parking lot. Yeah, it makes the standard truck backing up noise when it goes in reverse. And it kind of has to constantly go in reverse and forward and reverse and forward. So, through all waking hours, I just hear occasional beep, beep, beep coming out of the parking lot through my windows. So that's fun. It's okay. I drowned it out with music while I was working today, so that's fine. I'm okay, just inconvenienced. Well, I hope you are convenienced soon. Is that how that conjugates? Did I do that correctly? Alright. Yeah, this thing is great. This build here. I just have these 8 sections to fill in and maybe some extra details here and there. Beeps are annoying. They're fine. If I would much rather listen to beeps than have to shovel all of that snow myself. So I will put up with the beeps. I did make one alteration to the build because I was looking at. Let's see the best way for me to do this. Swing this around. So we've got our shuttle coming into our shuttle bay doors here, which look really nice. And then you can open this up. And the way the build is in the book is this shuttle is actually over here. And I don't think that makes any sense if this shuttle is coming in for landing or for docking. So I just moved around the pieces to put this shuttle over here. So that's the one alteration I've made to this entire build. Hi Pug, how are you? I do like how easy this part is to remove, just so you can see inside the shuttle bay that has one shuttle in it. I guess it's also so you can remove these pieces and have this be an open shuttle bay. How does that look? That looks pretty good because you can see the other shuttle in there. It'd be better if it had like a blue light around the edge to be the force field, but you know, we can't have everything. Let me put these back on, and we'll get into bag number 24 of 30. I don't know if I'm supposed to be working on the rest of this while it's attached to the drive section, because they did tell me to put it on drive section. I'll give you the juicy pug details for the evening. I brushed my teeth. That one piece was there for structural integrity. What, the shuttlecraft? I sure hope there's no structural integrity going on with that decorative shuttlecraft. Which is for this week's significant event. Pug, you should brush your teeth more often. I mean, I guess it is only Monday. And if you're in a region of the world where Monday is the first day of the week, then great. You're 1 for 1. You can't recall. Pug, you should brush your teeth more often. Take care of your teeth. Alright. So, I am going to put this back on the stand so that it can be a little out of the way while I'm building whatever it is I'm building here. I gotta find... There's where it slots in. And it goes like that. Viola. Whoop. Bumped the mic stand. Nope, bumped the camera stand. Well, the shakes will die off in a second. I don't really have a good way to put this to not obscure my working area, huh? I guess I could do this. What? You shouldn't be bumping that at all. What am I bumping? Oh, that's touching the desk. Okay, I'll have to fix that. I've been trying to keep... I've got several different stands that are holding up the various things to make the stream work. Why am I hearing Mike? Oh! That mic's just in shot today, but that's fine. Bumping the mic stand bumping the camera stand made noise in the microphone because the camera was touching the microphone. Used to have great dental care, but it slipped. Feel more motivated than ever now that I've been told off. Go brush your teeth. Get the floss out. I forget to brush for unknown segments of time due to not having a set routine where I need to see people regularly. Yeah, I guess a lot of people's habits have slipped since they stay indoors more often. That's fair. But still, try to develop that routine. I know, easier said than done, but still. All right, let's open this bag. All right, you're only 2 fillings out of at the age of 37, so you're doing okay. That's 2 more than you should have, though. You're probably doing fine. As I was saying, I've got several different stands holding up the equipment that make my stream work. Camera stand over there, which is just a stand that it used to be a mic stand, but the mic part broke off, and then I have an adjustable camera holder, like phone holder, that's supposed to clip onto a desk, clipped onto the top of the stand instead. Like it's got like a vice grip on it, and that's holding up the phone that is the top-down camera. I've got a light stand here clipped to the desk because I don't care if that shakes. I've got a microphone stand over here. The camera and the microphone stands are not supposed to be touching the desk, so I can bump this without any real issue. Mic stand over there with a boom arm so that the mic is over here near my face, and so I can swing it around to either this set or the set 90 degrees from here. That camera, this camera here, sorry, I won't do that, is another phone. It used to be this phone, but this phone stopped turning on. It's currently my personal daily use phone. That's just clipped to the desk with another one of the phone mounts, the same one that's powering the top or holding up the top down. And then light stand there, that's just sitting on the desk. Light stand there for the other set, that's just sitting on the desk. And those two are tripod desk or tripod lights that the height is not very high. They don't go high enough for me to put them on the ground, so they're on the desk. And this one is actually velcroed to some cables to stabilize it. It's not the best. Look, I'm not a professional streamer. This is not my job. This is my hobby. So things are going to get velcroed to some other things improperly. Anyway, I missed a lot of chat. The rotating arm is the intended purpose of the rotation to be live or between streams. So the rotating arm, it's a boom arm on this microphone, and technically you're not supposed to be swinging it back and forth, but I guess it works. And it's only so when I'm doing Monday streams, I can be here and the mic's pointed at my face, and when I do the rest of the streams, I can be over here and the mic's still pointed at my face, because it'll swing over here. And you probably could barely hear me there because the mic wasn't pointed at my face. I technically should have a second microphone for this set and a second arm or mount or something, but this works. Couldn't hear much. Yeah, well, yeah, the microphone was over here and I was over there. Anyway, I made more trays because I was sick of these purple ones, so I made yellow ones, and I made sure that they stacked so I can have 4 in a very small place. But I should probably build Lego, right? That's the point of this stream. Why buy a dupe when one works fine? Yeah, the issue was, so the reason why I don't use my personal phones for the cameras anymore is positioning them is difficult every time. If I put my phone in the mount, it's now in a slightly different position than it was last time I did that. So now I need to re-angle everything and make sure everything looks nice. And I got sick of doing that, and that's why I started buying the cheap prepaid phones. This phone up top and the phone that I ordered to replace that one, to replace this one, are the cheapest prepaid phone I could find that I'm just gonna not activate because I don't need a cell phone plan. I just need the camera and Wi-Fi. But I have those so that I can set it up once, make sure it's at the right angle, and then never have to touch it again. So I don't have to worry about having to reset it up. Because I used to do that. My old setup where this was against the wall, I had used my personal phone as the top-down camera, and I like set it on a little shelf that was angled at just the right place, and I had to reposition it every single week to try and get it right. And I eventually said, you know what, screw it, this sucks, I'm just gonna get more cameras. This difference in discipline between roadies who do it every night and engineers who want to do it once. Oh, absolutely. I want to set up everything once. I'll spend a day setting everything up, and then I don't want to touch it for months. I want to get it working, and that's the end goal. I want to get it working. All right, it's 24 minutes into the stream, and I'm building a piece. There, I'm building Lego today. I don't have a phobia about breaking everything down and reassembling without fuss, but I don't have all the room to move stuff. Oh, that's another thing. I had set stuff up and then put the desk here. 24 minutes of just hanging out. Yeah, I mean, whatever. So because I had to rearrange everything in July when I had to move everything out of this room so they could rip up the floor and replace it, I had the opportunity to redesign everything. So I'm like, great, take everything and move it away, fix up the shelves with the lights to make it look pretty, and then change the direction my desk is so that I have better access to behind these monitors is my computer on the floor, and free access to it because that's a hallway there, so I can just go and fuss with anything I want. When I set it up before, I set it up so my computer was in a corner and very hard to get to because I didn't think I'd want to get to it that often. And then, oops, I was wrong. Where are this one? I think one of the fluff ones set up by saying, I'm learning the skill of setup and breakdown and making it sound like that's valuable kind of labor. One fluffs oneself up by saying, yeah, I mean, I could definitely do that, but that seems like a waste of time to me. Especially if I'm not getting paid for this. Look, if this was my job, if I was actually a full-time streamer, I would put a lot more time into this. I would take all of those suggestions that people have for things I should do for sound effects or channel point redeems or whatever. I would take them all seriously and say, absolutely, I will spend a half hour trying to do this. I will spend, whatever. Whereas now I say, that's an okay idea, but like, I don't really want to spend the time doing it. Sorry. And like, I prioritize even things that I think are good ideas and that would be nice to have. I have looked into how to do it and went, this is too hard for me and I don't have time right now. I'll get to it later, and then haven't yet. And then probably forgotten about it until someone reminds me and I'm like, oh right, I should. I'm very, very bad about getting stuff done if I don't have any real motivation to do it immediately. like brushing your teeth. No, I have a routine where I do that every night. I should probably also do it every morning, but I have a routine where I do it every night. I didn't see. Did we have to do 2 of these things? We might have to, considering how symmetrical this saucer section is. I'm gonna go back. No, it doesn't say 2x. Alright. We're probably gonna have to build a symmetrical one of these then. Alright, this is a weird effing piece. It's a normal 2x2 up top. I'm gonna zoom in. Click, 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 click. It's a normal 2x2 up top. You can see that yellow one there. But the bottom, it has this bar for grabbing, to clip things onto it. It's very weird that's on the bottom of a plate, right? That's super weird. Let's stay there. Anyway, that goes here. I mean, I suppose it's a very useful piece, but it's still weird. We get one of these round things, and then we build a whole entire thing to clip onto this. So I'll set that up there. Nope, I need a tile. And a wider tile. One of these. Then we flippy. Two of these. Two of these. Alright, so we have 2 bars for clips to attach to. And 2 clips to attach bars to. Another one of these. Alright, then this. The white clips attached to the yellow here. And I suppose the round pieces that we added are just to stop this from going any further because this is the right angle for it. Or maybe it's a little higher and we're going to wedge something else down there. I don't know. The undercarriage. That's a good word. I should use that word more often. I don't typically talk about things that have an undercarriage, though. Oh, good. Better die. Oh, okay. This is so we can get a good right angle here, because we've got bars here and here to clip to. So this is... Oh no, this is half of this section. This is here. We have 16 of these to make? Okay. Oh, I'm zoomed way the F in. I felt like the yellow piece had an undercarriage. Yeah, it's a good word. I should use it more often. It's half of this, and it's saying to attach the bottom one first. Can do, boss. All right. Do it again. How does it bend? There is... Here we go. So these white clips that we attached to the undercarriage of the yellow piece. So you've got one hinge here where these clips are attached to the bars. These clips attach to the yellow bars here. and then these clips attach to there. So it kind of forms a triangle. Let's see if I can show it on the side view. Okay, it's in here. You got the top bar, the bottom bar, and then the ship itself. And then I'd probably just do that 16 more times. I'm gonna mute the mic and stop and move it to stop it from bumping whatever it's bumping. I'm gonna get up and go fix the mic stand. I'm gonna go on a break real fast. I'm gonna do a 1-minute break here, just so I can fix this. Stick around, I'll be right back. Oh, I should. Okay, I'm back. And guess I'll have to get one. If I'm not going to get my mic bumping ASMR fix, I guess I'll have to get one of those Japanese bamboo water features. I love those things. They're a deer scare. I don't know what the Japanese name for it is, but it's to scare deer away. Except it doesn't really work anymore because deer got used to the sound. So I fixed the mic stand. You know how, you probably don't, but boom arms and any large cantilevered object where you've got a large, where are we here? You got a large thing, and let's say it's like all the way out here, and you apply a little bit of weight out here, it makes the whole thing bend down a lot more than you'd think it would, or than it would if you had the little thing here. So my microphone is all the way out here. And the mic stand, the whole thing just tipped over. So I attached a weight to the bottom of it to stop it. It's a counterweight. It's cool that you know what that is. Thank you. I forget which anime I first saw it in. Anyway, this mic is now stable. Is it out of shot now? It's out of shot now. That's fantastic. All right, let's scooch this out of the way. Let me make sure. Okay, bumping the table does no longer do weird desk stuff. All right, so let's build a second one of these things. Not that side. Wait, this is a different thing we're building. We're building a slightly different piece. Okay. Leverage, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. This looks fairly similar to the other piece, but it is different in a few places. Not this one, not this one. I'll need this one. Not this one. Wait. It is these ones. And one of these. I feel like everyone should know, like, historical engineering concepts. There's a lot to know, and while leverage is extremely useful when talking about simple tools, levers, oh my god, what's the thing that you put under the pivot point of a lever to give yourself more leverage called? Why am I blanking on these terms? People who built stone circles probably understood that. Maybe. I mean, if you're trying to move heavy rocks, leverage is important. Fulcrum. Fulcrum's the word. Give me a fulcrum and a long enough stick and I can move the world. Some great and historical engineer said that, and I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was a mathematician. Archimedes? Did Archimedes say that? Give me a fulcrum and a long enough stick and I can move the world. It's something like that. The bobcat is back. I can hear it beeping. It's probably just trying to clean up the last little bits in the parking lot of people who finally shoveled off their cars into the parking lot. Seems like Archimedes? Okay. I mean, like, I don't fault people for not knowing or not wanting to learn that stuff, because not everyone is going to need to know how to not kill your back when lifting objects, but I mean, it's a little important. Well, this dot's probably actually for stability here. And it's a rounded dot, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. You get this upside down ramp. Oh, wait, we missed this here. Nope. Not that one. This one. It's not like I include myself in the list of people who know it. I mean, knowing that you can use levers to lift heavier objects easier is a little, it's not important for everyone, but it would make a whole lot of people's lives easier. All right, so now this clips to this. So we made this thing. It's gonna go, it like collides with the bottom here, so obviously it's gonna go a little higher. I hope that this has some relevance to the actual build. Oh, you know what? I've been thinking there are a lot of weird pieces in weird places throughout this whole build. And I was thinking, they have to get the weight right on this in order for it to balance well, like permanently. So it could be that some of these pieces are just here to try and balance the ship. I don't know. Just include myself in the list of people who aren't pulling their weight. Alright, so we're going to attach this right next to the one we just did. So the red piece is actually going on the inside there. I'm wondering, the bottom of this is going to have all of this exposed, so we have to cover it up at some point. So that'll probably end up being later, huh? It's the same deal? It doesn't say. I'm assuming it's the same deal of clip the bottom first. I'm going to unclip it from this. I'm just going to do this part. So I can push more directly on the thing I need to push. And then we'll attach this. It's hard for me to see this, so I'm going to instead make it so it's hard for you to see this. Because I know it was easy before. Is that both end? That's both end. Angle it down and angle this up. And there's no possible way to have visibility into where that clip is. But that's where it is. Okay. It's pretty good. So yeah, all of this is exposed here, so we're going to cover it up some. But yep, that's it. Alright, put this back. Accidentally bumped the camera. That one was my fault. I mean, they all are my fault. It's not like I can blame my stream setup on anyone else. Dang it, Pug, why'd you make my stream setup all weird? Alright, this is the mirrored piece of the other one. This is going to be front starboard. I suppose it shouldn't be a shock that this is exactly mirrored from the other one. It is literally the other side of the ship. I haven't heard the beeping in a while, so I think the bobcat has gone away. Back in July when I had to choose where to move my stream setup, I am very glad that I chose to move it back into the dining room instead of in the living room. The living room would have better acoustics because it's carpeted, but it's closer to the windows, So there's a lot more outside noise that would be picking up. So I guess the overall noise, volume quality or sound quality would be, there'd be less echo on my voice, but more outside sounds. Really, what I should do is get a rug for here, but I like how easy it is to sweep. I wonder how hard it would be for me to hang curtains as sound dampening. That might be good. I'd have to figure out how to do it without damaging the walls. Maybe a tension bar that goes across, like a really long shower curtain rod. That might work. They'd probably make those. Probably not. They probably do it for like windows, and they don't expect anyone to want one that's, what is this, 8 feet across? 10? I don't know. Oh, and the weight of the curtain, you would need significant force on the wall. That would be bad. You would need to know where the studs are and make sure both sides are in a stud. And then you still might dent the drywall. Yeah, I don't think... No, now that I'm thinking about it, I think a compressive solution is not the correct one. So maybe like some 3M tape hooks, but strong ones. I guess the curtain couldn't be that heavy then, so it wouldn't be great sound dampening. So maybe not that. I don't know. If you have tips for how to help sound dampen a room without damaging walls, let me know in the comments. I know where my brain is going. Where is your brain going? I suppose hooks from the ceiling technically don't damage the walls, but I doubt that they'd be happy that I damaged the ceiling. Part of me is, again, screaming, Faded, just buy a rug. Just deal with having to vacuum it instead of sweeping the floor, the laminate wood floor. And the other part of me is like, no, laminate wood is easy. I can use a can of air to dust. Just like compressed air. Squirt it. Get all the little... It doesn't work that well. Canned air is kind of wasteful too. All right. I should buy... I don't really use a lot of canned air, but I should still probably own one of the just like handheld miniature air compressors that just like blow a lot of air really fast. Just like powerful fan. But Hooks from the ceiling is your dream. Failing that, I think 4-poster bed. Bed frame. It would just be like the... just like the headboard with the posts. And then I could run a curtain along them. At that point, why don't I just use more, like, equipment stands? Hell, I could use my green screen stand. Just clip a blanket onto that. I should probably do that. That'd work well. Especially since I'm not using my green screen with either of these setups anymore. I need to move everything away from the wall, but that'd give me more room to reach things. Did this, and go up, yeah. That'd probably work. I don't know how well it would work, because it would only be one wall, but it'd be better than nothing. And I guess the echo's only really bad when I'm pointed in this direction, because I'm literally talking at a wall. But yeah, if I move my entire desk out, like a foot from the wall, that'd probably work. Alright. I'm just gonna clip the bottom one in first again. And yeah, you don't get to...
Hi!
Hi, Evo. How are you? Is that showing up? Yeah, that's showing up. So this one clips in first. Evo, welcome in. I am building out the actual saucer section of this. And it's complicated with many angles, but the book's telling me how to do it. Is that in? That's in. And then there. There. All right, that's pretty good. Next bag. All right. Bag 25. We get Deanna Troy. Lego were like, yeah, we know this part's a little bit boring with being repetitive, so here's another minifig for you to build. And immediately on reading the text, there's... It is a cute Arrive emote. This text I have an issue with. First, I like the hair. It's very her. The text... Counselor Deanna Troy was often seen using her datapad, personal access display device, a handheld computer interface that seems similar to our computer tablets now. The Star Trek franchise predicted several of our modern technologies in use today. A lot of our modern technologies that look like Star Trek equipment is because the people who designed them based them on the Star Trek equipment. tablets were based off of pads. Also, Counselor Deanna Troy, I don't think she was often seen using her data pad. I think they just needed to give her something, and they said, well, we'll give her a data pad because no one else has one. But, like, I'm pretty sure she uses them as often as literally everyone else on the ship. Or every other bridge officer, rather. Where's her head? Oh, it's in the mini... It's in the bag of little pieces. There we go. Let me zoom in on that. Modern cars don't look like pod racers. Pod racers are not Star Trek, they're Star Wars. And I worded it specifically to say that the technology that we use today that looks like Star Trek equipment is because it's based off of Star Trek equipment. The data pads became iPads. She was an empath counselor, not a science officer. Yes. Why am I blank? The original series had a whole bunch of communicators. The original communicator, the style that flips up, was the direct inspiration for the flip cell phone. That's why they all flipped up, because it's a more compact version. What else was there? There were a few others I remember, or I'm not remembering, obviously, but there were a few others. I don't think there are as many from Next Generation. Oh, there's not even any assembly to this pad. It's just, this pad is showing a Lego 1x1 brick. I love its L-cars. Let me do this so I can hold it stable. Do this so I can hold it stable. And zoom the heck in here. That's as far as I can zoom. Look at the detail on that. I guess I could switch to this one. That'd probably help. This is really nice. Flip phones were the absolute coolest. They were definitely cooler than smartphones. The Matrix phones, were those the ones that slid out? Because I think those were pretty cool. How do we make you hold this? There we go. She's not even holding... She's holding it with the screen away from her. That's... How can you use it like that? You're holding it like this. There. That's better. She goes next to Spot. Press the button in the way shonk. Yeah, my roommate had one of those. It was real cool. All right, build in more ship. Get triangle. Get other different triangle. what is this, like a 3x1? Is a 3x1 brown tile. Is it a mini piece bin? We got a 3x2 gray tile. Yep, here it is. I'm bringing that back. My slip phone. Okay, cool. I think I can bring back the trench coat and keep my MB label though. Some people can still rock a trench coat. Not a lot of people. Same deal here with these clips and this. And do we add another layer? Yep. Go, and then set this aside and build the other part. How did I know? I should zoom out more. There you go. 20-ish belts. Which JRPG are you from? The Kingdom Hearts? Is it Final Fantasy? Is it Devil May Cry? That's not a JRPG, but... Not Kingdom Hearts, I don't understand Disney. Did Disney, like, first party make that game? Or I thought it was a dev who had the license and just Disney has a whole lot of rules about what they're allowed to do. I suppose it might be first party dev. I don't know. Kingdom Hearts is not really my thing. So I don't know how any of that works. Okay, we're going back to port side. This goes here. Okay. Then this goes here. All right. Good question. Not sure. Going to be back in 10 minutes. Oh no. When Pug comes back, they're going to know everything there is to know about Kingdom Hearts. Just kidding. That would take way longer than 10 minutes. If there's one thing I know about Kingdom Hearts, is that it's complicated as heck. And the fans like it that way. Not like me with my definitely simple games of walk around a house, creating rooms as you go. Definitely not solving super complicated puzzles or anything. There we go. Did it come with the support? Yes, and it's also Lego built. It's a whole lot of black. I think they're Technics pieces, the ones with the holes in them, so you can shove rods between them. Actually, I can. I don't know if the side view is gonna be able to pick this up better. Probably not. The shadow that the ship is casting on it, but you can see some of the holes here. Yeah, it's a whole lot of these bars to stabilize it, and it goes up into the ship. There's basically two cavities that go straight up. Hey, you know what? Come on. There you go. Okay, so you can see there. It's got those two rods. Those go into the ship. Into two holes in the bottom. And the cool thing about this, the very cool thing, I don't know how much Star Trek you know. This is the Enterprise from Next Generation, which pretty famously, the saucer section separates off of the rest of the ship. So they did that. This just like slides on and locks in, and it's a totally separate piece. In the show, it only happens like twice in season 1 and then never again. But it's like one of the most famous features about this particular ship. Partly because I guess they make such a big deal about it in those 2 episodes. So that in one of the movies, maybe Generations, did they separate the saucer before crashing into the planet? Is that what happened? I don't remember. But yeah, that's a cool feature. Where were we? It doesn't have any sort of interior build that's like... I'm comparing it to the Death Star, where you have all these levels, different like floors, and there are little scenes with minifigs and everything. This, it's all just structure inside it, except for the shuttlecraft that's docking here is docking into this shuttlecraft bay. That's it. That's the only actual piece of interior that you can get to. So, I mean, I guess the scale of it, in order for you to show scenes, the scale would have to be massive, because like this saucer section here is, if I remember correctly, 26 floors. So you would need it would need to be bigger for these minifigs to be the right scale. Actually, I think maybe it's 26 decks down to here. From here to here. I don't remember now. I think engineering might be on deck 26. But still, like, setting up 26 floors worth with this being the scale of one floor, that's not happening, ever. Maybe someone will build that on their own and it won't be an official Lego set, but yeah, this is still a fun build. ignoring the impossibilities of an internal anything. The cool thing is, if you bought this day one, or if you bought this the first wave of them before they sold out, they came with a shuttle pod that I still have not built, and this is to scale. There's a minifig inside it, so that's cool at least. And then you can compare the scale of this entire build to this shuttlecraft and go, oh, that's why it's not a real size ship. This is most likely going to be the next thing I build, the one-of stream after I'm done with this. And don't ask how many boxes of unbuilt Lego I have. I had a blueprint poster of one of the Enterprises. Cool. It had a bowling room in it? That makes sense. One of the big facts they said a lot for the Enterprise is it's a generational ship where there were families living on it. It wasn't just the crew. It was the crew and their whole families. So it makes sense to have entertainment, like bowling. Oh, there's a 2x3. That's not this one. This one? Yeah. Oh, it doesn't go there. Uh-oh. Brick separator, help me. I hecked up. There we go. Brick separator to the rescue. Like that, yeah. This goes here, but we need, is it a 6x1? Yeah. Yeah, I never owned any of the like technical manuals or anything, mostly because I wasn't actually into Star Trek when I was a kid, when it was like in syndication on TV. I mean, I guess technically it's like still in syndication on TV, but like I didn't get into it until a friend convinced me senior year of college to watch the original series because they had just remastered it and were showing the remasters on TV. So he's like, just watch a few episodes, have them on the background, it'll be good. And I just watched them and was like, yeah, this is actually, I mean, it was 60s TV, so obviously the pacing was not like today, but it goes like this. Yeah. But like it was good, and I when I got home from college, I noticed my dad had all first 6 movies, all of the the Star Trek original series movies. So I watched those, and then I started watching Next Gen. I'm like, yeah, this is better. What I'm hoping for is a Lego build of Deep Space Nine, because that's my favorite series, and I very much like the Cardassian look of the ship, of the station. But it would probably be a nightmare to design as a Lego kit, considering how thin everything is, because it's supposed to be a gigantic station. So in order to build it down at scale to something you could fit in a room, everything would need to be so thin that you probably couldn't make it out of Lego and be stable. I think some of the classic series, probably because on next gen they could just use the holodeck to make a balloon. So the holodeck was, I think they didn't plan for the holodeck being such an important room when they were designing the ship, like the technical specs of what the ship would be. I think writers, they wrote a few holodeck episodes in season 1, and they were like very basic stuff of people being, everyone was fascinated by this new technology because no one on the ship had seen it before. When the captain goes in the first time and he's doing his detective story, he just keeps, he doesn't maintain character in the slightest. He's just like, oh, this is great. This, you know, this is just like the 1920s or whatever. And all the characters in the holodeck are like, what the heck is this guy talking about? But like, it's also novel to them that I think the next gen ship would have had. I mean, it has an arboretum for plants and everything. Welcome back, Pug. What did you find out? It has an arboretum. It has like other entertainment rooms. It has a bar. So like, they wouldn't use the holodecks for everything. Probably also because of energy consideration. If it's a lot easier to run a starship that has bowling alleys than to run a starship that has holodecks simulating bowling alleys. You know, the bowling alley itself, all that you're powering is the lights. Or sorry, it takes 13 minutes and not 10. You didn't find out anything about Kingdom Hearts? I expected you to come back and just be a font of knowledge. Come on, Pug. Have you at least found out why Daffy doesn't wear pants? Sorry, Donald Duck. I forgot which one was the Disney one. I'm gonna need these ones. I need one that faces the other way. Is it this one? It's this one. There we go. Because he doesn't live in a prudish, prohibitive religious society that places values on things like obscenity and flesh. You think Disney came up with a world that doesn't have Christianity in it? Where everyone doesn't have the normal American Christian morals? I mean, Walt Disney was a racist, so... His words, not mine. Saying he's an atheist. Oh, Donald Duck. Why do you have to be an atheist to not wear pants? I don't have any sort of logic to anything I'm saying. I mean, I know, like, Walt Disney made some very racist cartoons. You know, but that's the root of his argument. Donald Duck just tries to confuse people. When someone asks him why he doesn't wear pants, he just shouts, "'Cause I'm an atheist," and everyone just goes, "What?" And then he storms off without explaining. So this one goes here. I'm gonna scoot this like this so I can see it. Alright, and there's that. It's here? No, it's here. Yes. Because then I can do this. It helps that Donald Duck is, he has the voice that's hard to understand what he's saying in the first place. He just shouts whatever he wants, and people are like, did he just say he's an atheist and storm off? That doesn't make any sense. That must not have been what he said. What did he say? I think for the next bag, I'm going to try building the mirrored pieces at the same time, if possible. How many bags do they open? 2? Yeah. Nope. Yeah, like that. And then like this. And then one of these. And one of these. Yep. Confusing Looney Tunes again? Oh, Daffy Duck is definitely an atheist. No, Daffy Duck's not an atheist. Because he believes in the cartoonist. There's the one Looney Tunes where it's just Daffy on the piece of paper as the cartoonist is drawing him. And drawing a bunch of different things just to mess with him. So he believes that the cartoonist exists. And the cartoonist is more powerful than him. So I don't know if he believes the cartoonist is a god, but at least a much more powerful being, as he's able to affect the cartoon universe, right? So Daffy wouldn't be atheist, at least. There we go. That's the whole front half of the ship, minus the undercarriage. I guess we're just gonna attach two pieces here. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna happen. What time is it? 7:30. I took a weird 1 minute break before the undercarriage. Yes. This needs undercarriage lighting. Just light up the. I'm gonna take another break. It's gonna be a quick one. Let's make this 2 minutes, and I'll come back and open bag 26. Yeah, that makes sense. Stick around. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Hi. I'm building more of the Starship Enterprise here. And as you can see, we got most of the front done. We're just missing the back half of the saucer here. So I'm gonna open up this bag, which will probably be another quarter of it, if I had to guess. Probably. Let's open it up. You can't seem to find the animator sketch with Daffy Duck? Really? I mean, it's a pretty famous one, I thought. Mute. There we go. Duck Amuck, 1953. I think. Yep, Duck Amuck. Let's open this bag. Alright, 2 small bags in this one. Oh, I didn't wait for the instruction for it to tell me to open the bag. Okay, good. Alright, and I am going to try doing both sides at once. Assuming this bag has... I'm going to look ahead and make sure that this bag has both sides. So we start with the same 3 triangle setup here. That's that one. And that's the other one. And then, yes, okay. Okay, so we can do both at once. And I'm going to be doing the whole page here. Alright, so that one. And then we need the other side. It's here, right? Yeah. Not this one. Yep, that's correct. Okay. All right, that's the other one. That one there, 4x2, and then it's in the small bin. Why would they do that? All right, upside down. 2 of these. Alright, there's that one. Nope. Yes, this one, because it's mirrored. How does this go? So it's like this. Wait. Have I done this wrong? This is the correct one, and then this goes here. Right. And then this is the correct one, like this, and it goes here. Yes. flip them. I've concluded that Daffy thinks that the animator is a co-worker. Really? Thank you for doing the empirical research. Okay. So he still might be an atheist. Okay. All right. So the original one goes on this side. I'm running out of places to hold this from. The mirrored one goes on this side. No, that's definitely not a good place to hold it. There we go. For this piece I'm wrong. There it goes. Okay, then we need these brown 3x1s. It's gonna throw me off so bad if one of these is supposed to be slightly different. That's not where that goes at all. It goes up here. Come on. There it goes. A lot easier to mirror like this when I just can see what the bottom looks like. All right. So the original one still goes on port side. There we go. Just a bit about the bowling alley. Do they have bowling alley on holodeck? Evo said that they had a poster that showed a diagram of the ship, but they think that was from the original series ship. I wouldn't put it past them to have both a bowling alley and a holodeck. The holodeck draws a lot of energy, so you wouldn't want to use it for something that's easily constructed like a bowling alley. This is not lined up on this side. Oh, because it fell out. That makes sense. There we go. I mean, all a bowling alley really requires is space and machinery, and they've got plenty of that. All right, so now we do the next step. Did that, 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 did that. All right. Bag 27. We only have 4 bags left. And the last 3 look rather small. So I'm going to hold off and do bag 27 through 30 next week. Because I definitely can't get through all of it tonight. But I don't want to do like an hour of building next week and then have nothing to do for the second half of stream. And this is a good place to end anyway. It's 7 minutes to 8. So that's going to do it. We have most of a saucer section now. Minus the little bits on the back. I don't know what I'm going to do for a YouTube thumbnail for this. I'll figure something out. Maybe just a slight profile like this. I don't know. This ship is pretty wide. 2, 1, good. Zoom in of the detailed sticker. That wasn't today, though. I didn't put any stickers on today. I'm out of stickers. There are no more stickers. We did the stickers last week. I guess since next week is going to be the completed one, we could do a focus on the insignia on the top. I'm going to switch to this one. That'll be good. I'll have like the bridge and the insignia, and then just like a fade out to the rest of it. That'll work. So that's gonna do it. Thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate it. Thanks for hanging around and chatting about various different topics. We went off the rails a little bit, didn't we? Coming up next week on Monday is the rest of the ship and the other 2 crew members, one of which is technically not a crew member. It's Worf, which is obviously a crew member, head of security and tactical, and it's Guinan, who's a civilian. She just runs the bar. It's not on here? Oh, it is on here. The shadows are doing weird things and making feel like Deanna's not on there. I very seldomly know what are considered rails. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so that's gonna do it. Thank you everyone for watching. Coming up on streams before next week, on Wednesday, I am finishing 2D and Top D, the platformer that I said I was totally gonna finish last week, but it got pretty hard with its puzzles. So we're gonna work on that and finish that on Wednesday. On Friday is more Cobalt Core. I'm gonna be starting a new run with a new character. So I'm gonna be using 3 characters that are not the starting defaults. And I don't know how that's gonna work because I'm not using rigs, so I don't have any mobility for my ship. I hope we don't die. We're probably going to die. On Sunday is more games with friends. I don't know what we're playing. I put up a poll. I haven't looked to see who voted in it. It's probably more RV there yet, unless more people are around. We'll see. I'll let you know closer to stream. And of course, finishing this on Monday. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all. Oh, if you want to help me out, do all the free things. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. Okay, if you're still watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. Which cartoon character do you think is atheist? Don't tell me why. I'll guess. Alright, that's gonna do it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.